Narcissism is comprised of certain pillars, as I call them. Lack of empathy, grandiosity, entitlement, superficiality, admiration and validation seeking, hypersensitivity, rage, and a tendency to manipulate and exploit people. It's confusing because they're simultaneously under-responsive, they tend to be emotionally aloof, cold, and distant, but then they're hyper-responsive. They have hair-trigger tempers that set off like that when their fragile egos get threatened. So narcissism, however, I believe, is synonymous with pathological insecurity. The key to understanding the narcissist is that they feel constantly unstable and empty. Their grandiosity is actually an immature defense against these threats to them, their sense of self, and they're desperate for the world to keep validating them. On their good days, they look happy, they're great, they're grandiose, but on the bad days, the facade crumbles quickly and we see disproportionate rage, shame, and vindictiveness.
Social narcissism reflects our current cultural reality. Its growth is an increasing challenge to businesses worldwide. The word narcissism stems from Greek mythology. Narcissus, a young hunter and an exceptionally handsome man, one day tired from hunting and the heat, he lies by a splendid spring. As he's drinking the water, he sees his beautiful image. He falls madly in love. He refuses to drink for fear that his lovely image will disappear. In time, he wastes away, still enamored with himself, and his death is marked by the growth of a single flower, a narcissus. In our unmythical world, we are surrounded by these selfish, thirsty beings. Like our parched Greek friend, they are addicted to feeling special. Admiration is everything. And if left unchecked, this cyst boils over into feelings of entitlement, blame, overrating one's abilities, lashing out at criticism, arrogance, and bullying, with very little room for empathy. You all know one. You might even be sitting beside one. You might even be one. Well, one thing we know for sure is that their numbers are increasing. A 30-year study reviewed the narcissistic and empathetic traits of college students. In the 1980s, when the study began, the numbers were pretty good. 30% showed high traits of narcissism, with 70% showing traits of empathy. 30 years later, into our millennial generation, the inverse is true. They found that 70% of the students had high narcissistic traits, and only 30% had traits of empathy. This is not to suggest that all millennials are narcissists, but it does tell us that the tendencies are much higher than generations that have gone before.
The narcissist needs to be the center of attention, and anybody else that's getting any attention is a threat. Anybody else that's getting laughs, anybody else that's getting focused on, anybody else that's of interest, we need to get rid of them, because all the attention needs to be on the narcissist. They have a really pathological need for admiration. They need people to tell them how smart they are, how interesting they are, how special they are, show them how entitled they are. And if that doesn't happen, they get very upset, they get very frustrated, and they can go on the attack.
A narcissist has a great sense of self-importance. A narcissist is looking for power, glamour, beauty, and ideal love. A narcissist believes himself to be special and unique. A narcissist desires excessive admiration. As soon as you realize that you're doubting yourself and you feel insecure, you feel bad working with this narcissistic boss, go to your colleagues, ask them, do you feel the same way? Do you also think that this is a difficult person? And if so, you go together with the team as a team to the boss and talk to the boss. If it doesn't work, you go to the boss, and then to the boss, and so on. So, another thing, do not criticize a narcissist, or at least don't do it in a very personal and direct way, because they really do not like that. So, toxic narcissism, not good. Whenever you get in contact with a narcissist, do not doubt yourself. Not you are the problem, the narcissist is the problem. You're doing just fine.